let's start with your kind of approach to health and fitness coaching. You describe it as true health. What do you mean by that?
For me, true health is about encompassing all areas of health. It's not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. There's that inner connective spiritual aspect to health also. So true health to me is about being truly healthy, not just looking good, which is part of it, but feeling better. Like, which, yes, we can have the ability to shape and mold our body to however we wish and look however we want. But it's also about how do we feel is most important.
And do you think you have struggled with, that mental health at certain times, when you go through difficult times, or do you think you're pretty level-headed?
No, for me, one of the main reasons why I do what I do and encompass these things together was because fitness for me originally was an outlet. It was a way of me channeling certain emotions and certain things, and I was always looking for different things that could support me with that, whether that was meditation, whether that was breath work, whether that was the cold like I was talking about. And so for me, it's about, I do it from first-hand experience where I know this thing can support this, can help me with not just my physical body. Not only was I getting better at my sport, not only was I getting in shape, I was also feeling better. I was also able to deal with the other challenges that I was facing in my life. So that's why I like bringing it all together. And to me, true health is actually more than just physical training. It's also about having healthy relationships with the people around us, whether that's healthy relationships with our friends, our family, whether that's healthy relationships even with finances, with our business, whatever it is. It's about bringing all those elements in one and realizing that actually there is no separation. There's no separation between the way that we move and the way that we think, the way that we think and the way that we're feeling, the way that we're feeling and the way that we're acting. There's no separation between the two. So how could I separate it? So that's why I bring it together in that more true health, which I call true health aspect, which is a holistic approach to health.
Yeah, which I think that's brilliant. I do, a big advocate for gym training, and I do it in the morning because I have my clinic. So it's better for me to do it in the morning before clinic. Otherwise, after I finish, it's not going to happen. But then it just focuses you and makes you feel better, and you kind of, have a smile and you just feel great, and more, as I said, more focused, and it's brilliant. So yeah, it really works for me. So we wanted to talk about the breath work. So what is the importance of that, and how do you practice that, and how does it help people, and how does it help you? I like to ask several questions at once.
I love it. How long you got?
I know.
For me, for anyone who's not sure of what breath work is, because some people might be like, well, surely I already know how to breathe, right? And you'd be pretty correct, because if you're listening to this, it means you're alive, so therefore you're doing something right. And therefore you're doing breath work. Sometimes people think breath work means a certain thing. No, there's thousands and thousands of different ways to breathe. And breath work is just any time we choose to take conscious control of that mechanism. We can go a little while without food, we can go a little while without water, but we cannot go long at all without the breath. So the breath is actually the foundation of health, right? And we can shift the breath in certain ways to reduce stress, to get rid of anxiety, to increase energy, to calm our mind, to breathe in a certain manner to increase our ability to perform better or lift more, or whatever it is. There's so many different ways for all kinds of different results people are looking to invoke. For me, breath work is something that is quite literally for everyone. And I think through my practice, through serving the breath, I've quite literally shown that. I've worked with such a array of people, all different ages, all different backgrounds. And even people that were quite resistant, like, oh, I don't need breath work, that's a strange thing to do. And realizing, wow, actually, this isn't just some fad or something extra on my program. This is quite literally the depths of what's needed. And anytime we're doing it, like you said, you train in the morning when you're exercising. Well, exercising itself is breath work. What do I mean by that? Is if you start jogging or you start moving a little bit faster, what happens? Your breathing rate increases. So we're always doing breath work, but just the notion of facilitating it or serving it is about allowing that person to no longer be doing it unconsciously, to do it consciously. So they're now no longer the passenger in their life, that they're in the driver's seat of their own experience. And for me, I just act a little bit like the sat-nav. They put the destination in, I just give a few directions and a few tools, and that's all it is.
And get them to their destination.
Exactly that, which they choose.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. The breath itself is the teacher.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting as well because people say during the night, you're kind of oxygen depleted, because you're not necessarily breathing fully. And then in the morning, you need water because you're dehydrated, but you need those breaths to kind of bring everything back round in your circulation. So there's that. And then, as you said, again, it's about, if you concentrate on your breathing, then it makes you more present and mindful again, doesn't it?
Indeed. And like you said about when you allow someone, first of all, number one is allowing someone's breathing mechanism to be re-equilibrated. And when you do this, you are doing things like improving their sleep, breathing much better throughout the night, therefore waking up with more energy, getting actually a deeper sleep, getting feeling much more refreshed in the morning, and then being able to start your day with that. For me, I look at it more like an internal shower. So you have a shower on the physical outside, but the breath is like the shower on the inside as well, to clear us and set our intention for the day.
And is it like in through the nose and out through the mouth? Is that the right way? Or
depends on what you're trying to invoke and what you're trying to do. In terms of day-to-day, everyday breathing, the key is to bring ourselves to a point where we're nose breathing preferably. We're trying to nose breathe as much as we can, in through the nose and out through the nose. The nose has a neurotransmitter within it that signals to the body that it's safe and secure. It filters the air. There's so many benefits of breathing through the nose. It also keeps us a lot calmer, a lot more grounded. So mouth breathing, as they say, mouth is for eating, nose is for breathing.
Got it.
So mouth breathing can be useful in certain acute situations, but in terms of day to day, if we can bring ourselves to be nose breathing and become more mindful of that,
it's better.
Much better.
That's interesting because it also is for dentistry. That's something in dentistry because for the gums. And it kind of, if you're constantly mouth breathing, it can dry out your soft tissues and it can affect your gums in a negative way.
Wow, that's a great effect.
That was the one thing that was always highlighted to us. Yeah.